London looks easy to plan for online, but a handful of things nobody tells you can quietly cost you money, time, and a very expensive lesson in tube etiquette before your trip even really starts. We are covering 30 real things, from the Oyster card and tube rules to pickpocket hotspots, tipping culture, and the local habits that instantly mark you as a tourist. Some of these will save you real money, others will save you an entire afternoon of frustration, and a few could genuinely change how you plan the whole trip. Save this video before you land, because half of these are the kind of thing you only learn the hard way, standing on the wrong side of a tube escalator. An Oyster card is a reusable top-up travel card accepted on the tube, buses, and most trains, and it caps your daily spending automatically once you hit the maximum fare. Just tap the yellow reader when you enter and exit the tube, but on buses you only tap once when boarding, no tap-out needed at all. For most visitors staying a few days in central London, the daily cap runs under £9. So once you hit it, the rest of the day's travel is effectively free. A contactless bank card works exactly the same way as an Oyster card on every reader, but each tap counts as a separate foreign transaction. So check your bank's fees first. Register a lost or stolen Oyster card online to protect any remaining balance. A small step worth knowing if a card ever goes missing mid-trip. On every London tube escalator, standing passengers keep to the right side, leaving the left side clear for people who want to walk up or down. Blocking the left side, even for a moment while chatting or checking your phone, draws visible frustration from commuters in a hurry. This rule is taken seriously. The same unwritten rule extends to walking through tube corridors. Keep moving and stay to one side rather than stopping suddenly to check a map. During rush hour between roughly 8 and 10 in the morning and 5 and 7 in the evening, the tube gets genuinely packed. Plan sightseeing trips outside those windows if you can. Give up a seat for anyone who appears to need it more. A small courtesy that is genuinely noticed and appreciated on a crowded carriage. Driving into central London on a weekday triggers an £18 daily congestion charge. Most visitors relying on the tube and buses never encounter it at all. The charge applies Monday through Friday from 7 in the morning to 6 in the evening, and a reduced window on weekends and bank holidays. Rental car visitors should pay online the same day or by midnight the following day to avoid a much larger penalty charge notice landing later. Ultra-low emission zone fees can stack on top of the congestion charge for older vehicles. Worth checking your specific rental car's compliance before driving into the zone. Most visitors skip driving in central London entirely. The tube, buses, and walking cover the tourist core far more easily than navigating unfamiliar one-way streets. Leicester Square, Piccadilly Circus, and Westminster Bridge are consistent pickpocket hotspots, all packed with distracted tourists taking photos and checking maps. Keep your bag zipped and worn across your body in front of you, and put your phone in an inside jacket pocket rather than a back pocket or open tote. The moment a crowded tube car's doors are about to close is a favorite window for a quick grab, so stay alert specifically in that instant, not just while standing still. A circle of people gathered around a carpet or folding table on the street, often near Westminster Bridge, is almost always the shell game, a rigged scam. Keep walking past it. Peak pickpocket hours line up with the busiest midday and early evening tourist crowds, exactly when attention splits between photos, maps, and navigating an unfamiliar station. Many restaurants automatically add a discretionary service charge of around 12.5% to the bill. Check carefully before adding a separate tip on top. If no service charge appears, 10% for good service at a sit-down restaurant is generous and appreciated, not the 20% norm expected in the United States. In pubs, order and pay directly at the bar rather than waiting for table service, and tipping for individual drinks is simply not a British custom at all. Taxi drivers appreciate rounding up the fare to the nearest pound, but a large tip is not expected the way it might be for a similar ride back home. Hotel staff and porters appreciate a couple of pounds for carrying bags, a small optional gesture rather than an obligation built into the room rate. Traditional black cabs can be hailed directly on the street when their yellow light is on. Drivers train for years memorizing London's streets without needing satellite navigation. Black cabs run on a meter and tend to cost more than rideshare apps, but they are a genuinely reliable, safe option, especially late at night after the tube closes. Uber and Bolt both operate widely in London, often cheaper than a black cab, and let you confirm the fare and driver details before the ride even starts. Only ever use official black cabs or a licensed rideshare app. Unlicensed minicabs touting for business outside clubs or train stations are a well-known safety risk. Black cabs are wheelchair accessible by design, a genuinely useful detail for travelers needing that accommodation compared to some rideshare vehicles. Toots near Leicester Square sell counterfeit or wildly overpriced West End theater tickets. Especially for the most popular current shows, a genuine risk for excited first-timers. Book directly through the official theater box office or a recognized platform like the TKTS booth in Leicester Square, which sells legitimate same-day discounted tickets. A deal that seems too good to be true for a sold-out hit show almost always is: walk away from street sellers offering tickets outside the venue itself. Matinee performances midweek tend to have more legitimate discount availability than weekend evening shows. Worth checking TKTS first before paying full price. Official theater apps and websites now list day of rush tickets for some shows. Worth checking directly before assuming a sold-out performance is truly unavailable. A stranger offering a free bracelet or flower and then demanding payment once it is on your wrist is a well-known scam near major landmarks and tourist crowds. A firm no thank you and continuing to walk away ends this every time. Engaging or accepting the item at all makes it much harder to refuse the demand that follows. Rickshaw drivers waiting outside festivals, clubs, and busy nightlife areas sometimes charge hundreds of pounds for a short ride. Always confirm the price before getting in. A petition or clipboard survey handed to you on a busy street is sometimes a distraction technique used to pick a pocket while your attention is on signing. Someone offering to take your photo and then walking off with your phone is a real, if less common, risk near major landmarks. Hand devices only to staff or fellow tourists you trust. Walk up to the bar and order directly. There is no waiting to be seated or served the way there is at a restaurant. This catches a lot of first-timers off guard. Rounds are a real social custom. If you are drinking with a group, buying a round for everyone and having others reciprocate later is the expected rhythm. Many pubs stop serving food by around 9 at night, even if the bar stays open later. Check posted kitchen hours if a proper pub meal is the goal. Last orders are typically called shortly before closing time, usually 11, with a bell or announcement giving you a final chance to order before the bar shuts. Many pubs welcome dogs and families during the day, a genuinely local touch that surprises visitors used to stricter rules back home. London weather can shift from sun to rain within the same afternoon, any season. A light packable rain jacket is more useful than an umbrella you will lose on the tube. Summer temperatures rarely spike as high as many visitors expect, but humidity and occasional heat waves have become more common in recent years. Worth checking the forecast. Winter days are short and often gray rather than brutally cold. Layering beats one heavy coat since indoor spaces run warm and outdoor waiting can be damp. Check the week's forecast. The morning you land, rather than trusting whatever you packed months ago, London's weather shifts faster than a distant forecast predicts. Sunscreen still matters even on a cloudy London day. UV levels can stay higher than the gray sky suggests, especially during a longer summer walking day outdoors. The British Museum, the National Gallery, the Tate Modern, and the Natural History Museum all offer free general admission, a genuinely rare policy among world capitals. Special or touring exhibitions inside these free museums often carry a separate ticket fee. Worth checking ahead if there is one specific show you want to see. Donation boxes sit near most entrances. A voluntary contribution helps fund the free admission policy and is genuinely appreciated even if it is not required. Booking a free timed entry slot online in advance for the most popular museums like the British Museum skips a walk-up line that can run long during peak season. Late opening evenings at several major museums draw noticeably thinner crowds. Worth checking the calendar if your schedule allows a quieter after-work visit instead. Big Ben technically refers only to the massive bell inside the clock tower. The tower itself is officially called the Elizabeth Tower, a detail most visitors never learn. The tower is not open to general public tours. Only UK residents can arrange a visit through their local Member of Parliament, a genuine surprise for first-timers. The best photo spots are from Westminster Bridge or across the river near the London Eye, both offering a clear, unobstructed view of the tower and Parliament together. The clock famously chimes on the hour, timing a visit to be nearby right at the top of the hour adds a small, memorable moment to the sightseeing stop. Parliament itself offers paid tours on select days when it is not in session. Worth checking the official schedule if seeing the interior specifically interests you. Changing the guard at Buckingham Palace does not happen daily. It runs on a published schedule that varies by season. Check the official royal household website before planning around it. Arrive at least 30 minutes early and position yourself along the railings or in St. James's Park for a clearer view over the crowd that gathers quickly. The ceremony itself runs around 45 minutes, with music and marching that makes for a genuinely good photo opportunity even without perfect timing. St. James's Park behind the palace offers a quieter, less crowded alternative view of the guards marching to and from Wellington Barracks along the route. The staterooms inside Buckingham Palace open to visitors only during a limited summer window each year. Book well ahead if seeing the interior is a priority. The London Eye releases timed tickets online, and popular slots, especially Sunset, sell out days ahead during peak season. Book as soon as your dates are set. A fast-track ticket costs more, but skips a walk-up line that can run well over an hour at busy times. Worth the upgrade if your schedule is tight. Each rotation takes around 30 minutes, and the capsules keep moving slowly rather than stopping. So plan bathroom breaks and photos before you board. Combining a London Eye ticket with a river cruise in a bundle often costs less than booking each separately. Worth comparing before purchasing individual tickets. Sunset slots book out first and offer the best photography light over the skyline. Worth planning your visit date around the specific sunset time that week. A Thames River bus service connects major sites like Westminster, the Tower of London, and Greenwich, and it counts as regular public transport covered by an Oyster card. Riding the full route past Tower Bridge and the Shard offers skyline views that a tube ride simply cannot match. A relaxing way to cover distance and sightsee at once. Boats run less frequently than tube trains. Checking the timetable ahead avoids a longer than expected wait at the pier, especially outside peak commuting hours. A one-way river bus journey between central piers often costs less than expected and can replace a tube ride entirely on a scenic sightseeing day. Some river bus operators offer a hop-on, hop-off day pass, worth comparing against single fares if you plan to stop at several piers along the same day. Camden Market actually spans several connected markets along the canal. Genuinely easy to spend hours browsing food stalls, vintage clothing, and independent jewelry makers. Weekends bring the heaviest crowds. A weekday visit offers a noticeably calmer browsing experience with just as much selection at most of the stalls. The food stall section alone represents dozens of cuisines at reasonable prices. A genuinely good, casual lunch option before continuing to browse the shops. Regent's Canal runs right alongside the market. A scenic, quieter walking path connecting Camden toward Little Venice if you want a break from the crowds. Bring cash alongside a card. Some smaller independent stalls still prefer it for quick transactions during the busiest weekend market hours. Borough Market near London Bridge is one of the city's oldest food markets. packed with artisan cheese, fresh seafood, and stalls representing cuisines from around the world. Arrive earlier in the day for the best selection and shorter lines. Popular stalls can sell out of their signature items by early afternoon on busy weekends. Not every stall accepts cash only anymore, but carrying some regardless is worth it. A few smaller vendors still prefer it for quick transactions. South Cathedral sits right next to the market. A quiet, free, and genuinely beautiful stop to pair with a market visit on the same afternoon. The market gets genuinely crowded on Saturdays specifically. A weekday visit trades a bit of atmosphere for noticeably more breathing room between stalls. The Tower of London houses the crown jewels, centuries of history, and the famous ravens, genuinely worth a half day rather than a rushed hour-long stop. Book timed entry online ahead of your visit. Walk-up lines during peak season can run well over an hour, especially for the Crown Jewels exhibit specifically. A free yeoman warder tour, led by the ceremonial beefeater guards, runs regularly throughout the day and offers genuinely engaging historical storytelling included with admission. Tower Bridge sits right next door and is a separate paid attraction with a glass floor walkway, easy to combine into the same day if time allows. The ravens living at the tower are cared for by a dedicated raven master. Legend holds the kingdom falls if they ever leave, a fun detail for the visit. Notting Hill's colorful houses along Portobello Road draw crowds hoping to recreate the famous film's scenery. But the neighborhood offers genuine charm beyond the movie connection. Portobello Road Market runs its biggest antiques and vintage stalls on Saturdays specifically. Other days see a smaller but still worthwhile selection of shops open. Respect that these are real people's homes along the famous colorful streets. Keep noise down and avoid blocking doorways for photos out of basic courtesy. The neighborhood connects easily to Kensington Gardens and Hyde Park, worth combining into one longer West London walking day rather than a single quick stop. The Notting Hill Carnival takes over the streets for one massive weekend each August, worth timing a visit around if the dates line up with your trip. Free public toilets are scattered throughout the city, particularly in parks and near major tourist attractions, though some require a small coin payment to enter. Department stores like Selfridges, museum lobbies, and any cafe where you buy something almost always have a reliable restroom you can use without much fuss. Train stations maintain public restrooms, though some charge a small fee, worth keeping loose change on hand specifically for this purpose during a long sightseeing day. Pubs generally allow non-customers to use the restroom without much hassle outside of the busiest evening hours. A reliable backup option across most neighborhoods. Large chain coffee shops are another reliable, judgment-free backup restroom option, scattered every few blocks across the central tourist areas. Traffic drives on the left in the UK, a genuine hazard for visitors used to looking left first. Many curbs have look right painted directly on the pavement as a reminder. Wait for the green pedestrian signal at marked crossings rather than assuming cars will yield. London drivers do not always stop the way some cities' drivers do. Black cabs and double-decker buses move fast and take up significant space. Staying alert at intersections matters more than in cities with narrower, slower streets. Cyclists in dedicated lanes sometimes move against the flow of general traffic. Look both directions even when crossing with a green signal in your favor. UK law restricts larger shops to 6 hours of trading on Sundays, typically opening around 11 and closing by 5, a detail that surprises visitors used to longer hours. Smaller independent shops and most restaurants are not bound by the same restriction and often keep more normal hours throughout the day on Sundays. Major museums and tourist attractions stay open on Sundays with regular hours, so sightseeing itself is rarely affected by the retail trading restrictions. Plan any big shopping trip to Oxford Street or Regent Street for a weekday if you want the full range of store hours rather than the shortened Sunday window. Several companies run genuinely well-reviewed free walking tours covering major neighborhoods. Guides work for tips rather than a fixed fee, so a generous tip reflects the value received. Book a spot online in advance for popular time slots. These tours can fill up quickly during peak tourist season despite technically being free to reserve. A typical tip runs between 10 and 20 pounds per person for a 2 to 3 hour tour. Adjust based on how much value and enjoyment you genuinely got. These tours are a genuinely good way to get oriented on your first full day, learning the layout of a neighborhood before exploring it independently later. Heathrow splits across 5 terminals that are not all within easy walking distance of each other. Confirm your specific terminal before booking ground transport. The Heathrow Express train reaches central London in about 15 minutes, faster but pricier than the regular Piccadilly line tube connection from the airport. The Piccadilly line tube connects Heathrow directly to central London on a standard Oyster fare, noticeably cheaper though, slower than the express train option. Airport taxi ranks charge based on the meter or a negotiated flat rate to central London. Confirm the price with the driver before loading your bags into the trunk. Oxford and Windsor are both reachable by direct train in about an hour, making a university town or castle day trip genuinely feasible without an overnight stay. Bath, home to the famous Roman baths and Georgian architecture, takes about 90 minutes by train. Still comfortably doable as a long day trip from London. Book train tickets a few days ahead for the cheapest advance fares. Walk-up same-day tickets on the day cost noticeably more than booking in advance online. Windsor Castle is an active royal residence, so specific rooms occasionally close for state events. Checking the official website before your visit avoids disappointment. Contactless card and phone payment is accepted almost everywhere in London, including the tube, buses, and even many small market stalls, more so than many visitors expect. Cash is rarely required for daily spending, though carrying some small change helps for a public toilet fee or a smaller independent market stall now and then. Notify your bank of international travel dates ahead of time and carry a backup card in case one gets declined or lost partway through the trip. Some smaller businesses in outer neighborhoods still prefer cash for small transactions, worth having a modest amount on hand outside the main tourist center. Most tube lines run until around midnight, with the night tube offering all-night service on select lines on Friday and Saturday nights specifically. Night buses cover the hours and routes the regular tube does not, running on a reduced but genuinely usable schedule across the city through the night. Check the exact last train time for your specific line before heading out for a late evening. Times vary noticeably between different tube lines and stations. Rideshare apps and black cabs remain reliable backups in the very late hours, a safer choice than a long solo walk through unfamiliar streets at night. Queuing in an orderly line is taken seriously across London. Cutting in line, even accidentally, draws visible disapproval from locals far more than in many other cities. If you are unsure where a line starts, simply ask the person at the back. This is normal and expected, rather than awkward, and gets you the correct spot. Bus queues at stops follow the same unwritten rule. Boarding out of turn when a line has clearly formed is one of the faster ways to draw a disapproving look. Patience at a queue is genuinely rewarded. Most lines in London, even for popular attractions, move at a predictable, steady pace once you are actually in it. Many London buildings, pubs, and the tube itself run noticeably warmer than the temperature outside. Layering lets you adjust quickly rather than overheating indoors. A light sweater or cardigan under a jacket works better than one heavy coat for a day that moves between chilly streets and warm indoor spaces repeatedly. Comfortable walking shoes matter more than fashion. London's sightseeing days involve genuinely significant walking between tube stations and attractions on foot. A compact umbrella earns its place in any day pack. London's light, unpredictable showers appear regularly enough that packing one just makes sense. Because conditions can shift within the same day, checking the forecast each morning of your trip is more useful than trusting a forecast checked a week out. Rain moves through quickly and unpredictably, so a light packable rain shell in your day pack is more useful for a London trip than an umbrella you might lose on the tube. Layer with a packable fleece for cooler months. Wind along the Thames can feel colder than the actual temperature shown on your phone's forecast. A light, packable poncho takes up almost no space and works better than an umbrella in the wind that funnels between London's taller buildings downtown. That is 30 things I wish I knew before my first trip to London. Small details that add up to a much smoother trip in 2026. Which one of these surprised you the most? The tube etiquette, the pickpocket hotspots, or the tipping rules? Let us know in the comments below. If this guide helped you plan your trip, please like and subscribe for more honest, detailed travel guides from our small channel. Aloha from Kahana Designs. And until next time, safe travels and sweet dreams.